Tech here, back again, another video. So I have had these headphones for a minute now. I've been testing them for about 2 weeks. It's the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pros. I got it in the black finish, and thank you to baby girl for buying this for me for Sweetest Day. It's a gift from Sweetest Day. I was gonna buy these on my own, but she surprised me and said, I got you, boo, and you don't have to worry about buying these headphones basically. So now I got them, and here they are. Soundcore Liberty 3 Pros, and right now we'll just test the magnetism of them sticking to the case. A little shake test, and it's pretty strong. They're not coming out of the case. So I shake it up a bit. Oh, there we go. Now they fell out. So it takes a lot of force to get these out of the case. So the case is nice. You get up to 32 hours of battery life, I believe. Let's see. 32 hours with the charging case according to the box. I'm not doing an unboxing of these headphones because these headphones have been out for a while now, and everyone has an unboxing video of these. Everyone's done some kind of like review of these headphones, and I think they're overhyped. They are great headphones. They are great headphones. Phenomenal headphones. But they're overhyped, and they're deemed the best earbuds of 2021. I beg to differ. I mean, they are really damn good, but they do miss a point. They do miss a few things compared to the other wireless earbuds that they're competing with. Now, at the price point of $169, when these were out, they did have a discount of $149, but at $169 retail price, it's a steal. It's a bang for your buck. It has great value. They offer Astria Co-Seal Acoustic Architecture 2.0. And basically what that is their dynamic drivers that they use in these earbuds in order to have a very nice sound. They also offer Hear ID active noise canceling, which is basically like adaptive noise canceling from the Sony XM4s, where it listens to your environment and it adapts the noise canceling level to the environment around you. So they're strong, medium, and weak, and you can turn this on manually as well throughout the app. When I'll show you the app in that part of the video, you get the 8 hours of playback time. It doesn't specify if this is with noise canceling transparency mode enabled or with just normal mode enabled, but from my experience, the battery life has lasted a decent amount of time. And usually I like to test this out with being at work, usually, because I have one earbud and usually at work when I work midnights. And one earbud does last the whole shift, but it varies because that's with normal mode on, and it does last the whole shift because it doesn't enable transparency mode or noise canceling. Not that you ever use that with one earbud, but transparency mode is disabled when you're using one earbud. I don't like that. With the Airpod Pros, you can still have transparency mode enabled. With the Sony XM4s, you can still have transparency mode enabled. With the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pros, you don't get transparency mode enabled. Even with one earbud, it sucks. And the Hear ID EQ is also disabled with one earbud, which also sucks. So there's a lot of things that are missing with these headphones that I don't think were just talked about in most reviews. You have high-res experience, you get the LDAC codec, but if you rock an iPhone, you don't get to use that because the iPhones do not have the LDAC codec. You get 6 microphones for noise reduction, which is nice. And in here you actually have a very nice experience. I think I recorded the unboxing of this actually, and I might have it on my other memory card, so I'll have to double check that. But this is what you get basically out of the box. You get you get this nice little setup here, and you do have all these different wingtips, all these different earbud tips and wingtips available to you. And it's a very nice presentation on Soundcore's part. I believe I do have an unboxing of this, so I'll throw that in probably in the beginning of the video, or you might have already watched it because I did throw it in the beginning of the video. But this is the presentation you get, and it's very, very nice. It's very attractive, and I do like the unboxing experience of these earbuds, and that they offer different various tips and various wing tips as well for you to get that good fit. And right now I got the medium fit in here, and I did eventually use the ear tips that it came with, and man, just look at that. Very nice design. It's glossy. I wish it was more matte, but it's very, very sexy black design, and I kind of was leaning towards the purple ones, but those are on back order. And yeah, the black is still very nice. It's very discreet, and I like the design of these. It's very nice. How do they fit in the ear? Well, I mean, let's see. I think this is the left earbud. So basically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put them in like this and then twist to get that seal. And then with the right earbud, you kind of just put them in like this and then twist to get a nice seal. And now I can barely hear anything. So I think they're on. Not sure. I'm not exactly sure if they're on or connected to my phone. But with these headphones, you have to also bear in mind that yeah, they're on. That's connected to my phone. So that's another example. The touch controls on these earbuds are finicky. When I first got these earphones and first started playing with them, if the wingtips are not installed on here correctly, then the touch controls won't work. And I think it's because the wingtips are covering the sensory part of the earbuds. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but if your ear tips aren't installed in here correctly, your touch controls will not work, and you'll think there's something wrong with your headphones. So after researching some forums on Reddit and other places on the internet, I found out that installing the ear tips right here, these wingtips, installing them in wrong, right here, this guy. If you install it on here wrong, your touch control won't work. So after playing around with it, all right, now I can hear it and it's working just fine. And the left earbud, I don't hear anything working on the left earbud, and that's where my I have my noise canceling and ambient mode touch controls. So after playing around with this, yep, left earbud touch control still not working. I'm glad this is happening live in my video. Yeah, the left earbud touch control is not working, and I think I have the ear tip installed on here correctly too. So I'm gonna play with it a little bit more and mess around with it and see if it helps. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, but the left touch controls are not working. So that's another issue I've had with these, the constant adjustments of the ear tips for this not to be working. But I mean, you do get a good Bluetooth connection. You do get Bluetooth 5.2, I believe, or 5.0. You do have multi-touch or multi-pair connection, which is nice. Something the Sony XM4s should have adopted from the big brother Sony Wh-XM4s is multi-pairing, connecting to multiple devices at once. You can connect to two devices with the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pros, which is nice. So I do have a seamless connection between my iPhone and my MacBook, which is very nice to get like an almost AirPods Pro experience with that. And the AirPods, I mentioned those are very nice. They don't have multi-point connection unless you have Apple devices involved. Then you have multi-point connection. You'll be automatically easily be able to go between your Apple devices with AirPod Pros. It's very convenient. I do have Apple devices, so it's convenient for me to own AirPod Pros. The Sony XM4s don't have multi-touch connection, but they do have Bluetooth 5.2, I believe, and they're easily able to just connect just like that when you hit pair Bluetooth. So it's almost like it's okay, but it would be a lot more easier and nicer if you had that automatic multi-point connection. So When it comes to Bluetooth connection, with the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pros, when I work out and just in general, I do get drop-offs. The Bluetooth connection would drop off and be a little inconsistent. It's stable, mind you, it's stable and it's great and it sounds fantastic when it's working, but I do get these slight little moments when I'm working out where the music will kind of go away and come back. Very annoying, but for the price, it's acceptable, it's okay, I don't mind it. As long as I don't lose complete connection, it's fine, because these sound really damn good. And they are loud, So with Bluetooth connection, I definitely not the Sonys. Sonys give me so many issues with the Sonys. For what you pay at that price point, way too many Bluetooth issues with the Sonys dropping in and out. Just not having connection at all, needing to put the headphones back in the case and take them out again to get connection. XM4s at that price point, unacceptable. That's why I've been looking for other headphones, and the Liberty 3 Pros seem very appealing, given that the Airpod Pros are good headphones. They sound really good, but everyone knows if you love music and you're somewhat an audiophile but not really, Airpod Pros aren't really the way to go. So the XM4s sound amazing when they work. And they've been giving me a lot of issues, and I can't return them at this point. I could try to sell them, but they sound amazing when they work. And the Liberty 3 Pros, these sound damn good. They're almost on point with the Sony XM4s, if not a little better, because I do like their EQ system a little better with the personalized Hear ID, which is basically where, kind of like Skull Candy, it's personalized ID, where you listen to different frequencies in each ear, and according to what frequency that you say that you can hear, it'll adjust the EQ to your personal settings to where it just makes sense, because that's what you can hear, and adjust the frequencies according to that. And it's good. I get a nice little bass. The mids and vocals sound up front and crisp, but I do wish if I had a custom EQ, I would put the high frequencies a little higher. So I apologize if you can hear that in the background, but yeah, these sound good when it comes to the EQ settings. So now we're talking about sound quality. I guess we can talk about sound quality now, since I'm talking about the sound. The Liberty 3 Pros sound very good. If I were to rank the headphones based on sound quality, I think I would put the Liberty 3 Pros at the top. Sony's next, and then AirPod Pros after that. Volume wise, the Sony XM4s do get loud at a mid-range volume frequency, but when you go higher, you can hear the EQ changing and adjusting, and it just doesn't seem like it's getting louder. It's like it has a threshold, which is nice if you are mindful of your hearing health, if you're caring about your hearing health. But yeah, the Sonys don't get that loud compared to the other two headphones. AirPod Pros get loud, but the higher the volume is, the less likely it is to sound good. It might distort just a little bit when it gets to like peak volumes. The Sony XM4s don't distort at peak volumes because it just doesn't get that loud. And the Liberty 3 Pros, they just don't distort at all loud volumes, and they get pretty damn loud, which is very nice, and I like it. Now when it comes to working out and the fit of these, the Liberty 3 Pros are comfortable if you get the right ear tips in, because the wingtip initially for me was a little bit too thick and it just didn't work out that well for me. But the AirPod Pros are the most comfortable. You can sleep in the bed with these easily. The Sony XM4s are bulky. They're not that comfortable. They're least comfortable of the three. The Liberty 3 Pros you probably can sleep on the bed with, but since they protrude out your ear a little bit, I probably wouldn't recommend it. So when it comes to comfort and fit, AirPod Pros easily win this hands down. Then the Liberty 3 Pros, and then the Sony XM4s. So with sound quality, Liberty 3 Pros win. Volume, Liberty 3 Pros win. With Bluetooth connection, AirPods win if you have iOS devices. Then the Liberty 3 Pros for their multi-point connection, and then the Sonys because they just have, to me, a very poor experience with Bluetooth connection. Now when it comes to watching videos and whatnot, I haven't had any issues with latency whatsoever. When either of these earbuds, you won't go wrong with the mobile latency. Even with gaming, you won't go wrong with mobile latency. So no issues there at all. But yeah, let me get a quick listen actually with the sound quality of these. Very bassy and full. Very nice. So I'm gonna put the Liberty 3 Pros back in their case and try the AirPod Pros. And don't mind me, I'm kind of rushing through this video as I have to go to work soon. I've been wanting to put this video out for a while now. So AirPod Pros are next. waiting for that bass to hit. The bass on here isn't that bad. Sounds even better noise canceling on. And the AirPod Pros do have spatial audio on here, which is actually nice. And now with iOS 15.1, you are able to have a fixed spatial audio experience or a head tracking spatial audio experience, which means when you move your head, it kind of like keeps track of your head movements. So if the iPod or iPhone is to the left of you, you'll hear most of the sound come from your left side. If it's to the right, you'll hear more on the right side. Just a whole spatial head tracking, which is nice. And the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pros do have a surround sound 3D audio, but it's trash. It's complete garbage. Don't waste your time with it. And apparently it drains your battery quicker, and it's not worth the battery drain if it doesn't sound good. You know what I mean? And the Sony XM4s have 360 reality audio, but that's only available through Deezer and Tidal, and honestly not worth it at the same time. So the best spatial audio experience right now still comes from the AirPod Pros. And here's the Sony XM4s. Best noise canceling is because of the memory foam tips. Without the memory foam tips, the noise canceling is on par with the AirPod Pros and the 3 Pros. I haven't worn these in a while, and they are pretty comfortable because they do have that nice little snug fit, kind of like the Galaxy Buds Plus, if you remember those. They're just a little bit more bulky, but these are actually comfortable. Like, they sit in ear flush, and the memory foam is nice. Damn, it's been a minute. These actually aren't that bad. And let's see here. Very bassy. And I have it kind of set that way. And the bass on these babies are strong. Let me see the transparency mode real quick. And the ambient sound on here is good. Definitely better than Liberty 3 Pros. Because Liberty 3 Pros, when I put on transparency mode, it doesn't sound like it's letting anything in at all. Like, I can't tell the difference between transparency mode and noise canceling sometimes, or even normal mode, because it feels like transparency mode just isn't working. Whatever reason. So I'm gonna try the Liberty 3 Pros one more time, then I gotta cut this because I gotta go to work. Unfortunately. And I need my wallpaper to come back. So the Liberty 3 Pros are going back in. They're definitely lighter than the XM4s. The XM4s feel heavy in the ear. They're comfortable, but they feel a lot heavier. That's why it was kind of like weird putting them back on again. Yeah, touch controls on here are inconsistent because of the wingtips, and that's very annoying actually. Alright, yeah, sound quality wise, the XM4 sounds slightly muddier compared to these, but then again, that can probably be changed in the EQ, but the EQ on here are almost the same. So, in conclusion, Soundcore Liberty 3 Pros are phenomenal headphones. Well, let me know I can conclude. Let me take you through the Soundcore app, actually, because I didn't show you guys that at all. So let me get these out real quick one more time, because I have 2 minutes before I gotta dart out the house. So, I have one earbud in. Let me record this. I have one earbud in, and this function needs connection to both earbuds. And if I want to see Hear ID, no. Sound effects, no. Can't do anything with one earbud in. So let me get the other one out, and we'll see how that changes. Alright, now that I got both in, I can get full transparency vocal mode, and I can hear myself the least with this transparency mode. I can tell it's there. When I go to normal, I sound more passive noise isolation. A little more sounds coming in full transparency mode, but it's not that great. You get wind deduction, really hear no difference. Here's adaptive noise canceling. Right now, since I'm talking, it's a medium noise environment. And you have manual mode, you go between weak, moderate, and strong. Honestly, cannot tell the difference between the three. I mean, I can tell with weak, but between moderate and strong, I really can't tell. Then you have the Hear ID, and this is my personalized sound with my Hear ID test. Then you have the 3D surround sound, which sounds awful, but Hear ID sounds in one effect. You have the Soundcore signature effect, and you have all these different EQs you can go through. And then you have your custom EQ, which you can adjust here. I have a couple of custom ones. They're not that great, so I just stick with my Hear ID. And you have the controls. I have single tap for play and pause and ambient sound, double tap for previous and next, hold for 2 seconds for voice assistant, volume down, tap 3 times for volume controls. Then you have more settings, whirring detection, I have that turned on, device list, prompt tones. This is your dual device connection that you have, update firmware, automatic power on and off, and that's pretty much it with the app, and that's the experience you get. So yeah, in conclusion, this is a very good set of headphones. The transparency mode is probably the most least. It's probably the worst part about these headphones is the transparency mode and the touch controls adjusting to the wingtips. Other than that, they sound phenomenal. You get nice settings in here, custom IQ, custom EQ, Hear ID, adaptive noise canceling. Noise canceling is pretty good. It's not on par with the Airpod Pros or Sony XM4s. People were raving about the adaptive noise canceling. I think the noise canceling is way better on the Sonys, and then the AirPod Pros and Liberty 3 Pros are probably hand in hand with each other, but Sony XM4s are easily the better ones, especially with the memory foam tips. So Liberty 3 Pros, for the price point, is it worth it? Yes. Go get you a pair of Liberty 3 Pros if you are on a budget and you want to bang for your buck when it comes to headphones. But if you want headphones with good transparency mode, Sony's or AirPods are better, but with the lack of good connection, stable connection, these are hard to recommend for the price point. The Sonys are very hard to recommend for their price point and the really bad connection that you get. The sound quality is good. It's got very deep bass, but I feel like there's more of an open sound stage, the Liberty 3 Pros, and while still having the good bass. So the Liberty 3 Pros give you good sound stage with the bass and still getting clarity in the vocals. The Sonys, your vocals are a bit more muddy, kind of, but they still sound rich, but the bass can overwhelm them. So I would turn down the bass on the XM4s and maybe you can get some more clarity from the vocals. AirPod Pros, vocals are up front and very crisp, but the bass is lacking and you don't really get that big of a sound stage. So that's my review comparing these three headphones right now. Liberty 3 Pros, highly recommend them. Sony XM4s are hard to recommend. AirPod Pros, if you have Apple devices, kind of a no-brainer. So that's it from me. Hope you like the content. If you do, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell icon, stay tuned, more videos from me. I got a set of speakers I'm going to review soon that got sent to me from a company for the first time ever. My first little collaboration, because the channel is growing. So thank you guys for sticking with me, all my new subscribers and my old subscribers. Thank you for being on this journey with me, and I'm hoping I can continue to bring you more content that you enjoy. All right, stay safe. Thanks. Peace.